Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to a brand spanking new episode of Rave, Diaries and Tower Block Tales with yours truly, Uncle Doug's in the car. Shout out to everybody that's watched the last and all the previous episodes and blah, blah, blah. Thank you for watching and commenting. All the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Yeah, right, let's get into today's story. Today's is a Rave diary. It's not a Tower Block Tale, it's a Rave diary today. So we're going to go all the way back to 1993. I forget the month, but I'll put the flyer up here as and when I'm talking about it so you can see the... I think I might even have my ticket for this rave as well in my little magic red box. So if I have, I'll put these up as I'm talking about it. Anyway, we're going to a place called Melton Mowbray, and the year was 1993, like I say, and the rave was called Perception. And it was the only Perception rave that I ever went to. I'm not really sure. I mean, listen, it was a big rave, but you know, like normally as a raver, you follow certain raves, don't you? But you go to the odd one. I went to one Universe rave and stuff like that. So I went to one Perception, and this was it, 1993. I think it was called Perception Take Control, maybe, if I remember correctly. The flyer was like a bluey. Anyway, I'll show you it. It's not important. So I started driving in the September of '92. So I got my mum's car, blue Fiesta B33 BNO Mark II. The tyres on it were 135s. They was like cotton reels with little rubber bands around them. But nonetheless, me and my mates, we was out every weekend we was out all the time in this blue Fiesta, causing carnage up and down the country. So on this occasion, it was Melton Mowbray. So we get the tickets, and three of us went on that day. Me and my brother Spud, he's my brother to this day. I was talking to him yesterday, and someone else that we had with us who I don't want to mention because I don't like him. Anyway, so we head up to Melton Mowbray. Now, in this era that I live in, where I'm doing my thing in the DJ world and all that, Melton Mowbray doesn't seem that far away. Doing drives like that is nothing. I do them every week and more. So, but back then, obviously, I was fresh to driving, and there was no sat nav, so it was the A to Z day. So I've got my old mate Spud. Spud don't drive to this day, right? He can drive, but he's never had a driving license. So he was always chief map reader, and he was always chief spliff roller. That was his job. All the years that me and him were cruising around together in the motor, being little Herberts, I drove. He skinned up, and if we went far enough out the manor, he did the A to Z. So off we popped down the motorway to Melton Mowbray, and we'd got these Jack and Jills from a friend of ours, and it was a new batch, right? So we hadn't tried them, no one had really tried them, and I can't remember what they were, but I remember them being quite big. But I can't remember the name of them, but I remember them being big. Anyway, we drive up the motorway, we get to Melton Mowbray, and we park up, and we've got to walk through this sort of down this track of a field to a big top. And we get in now. I don't know what the time would have been, but it was probably sort of 11, 12 o'clock, let's say. And we get in now, and we do our first Jack and Jill and all that, and so the rave was empty. Well, not empty, but it was hardly anyone in now. So like with the big flyer, and the lineup was massive. Like, I'll post the flyer up now for you to see. The lineup was massive, as you can see, and it was a all singing, all dancing kind of event with the big top and the fair and everything you would expect from one of them big promoters at the time was there. So we're like scratching our heads, thinking, what the fuck is going on? Why is there no one here? You've got all of this stuff here, all of this lineup. You know, this is the sort of rave that should be jam-packed. And there's like just straw on the floor in the thing is what I remember in the big top. They'd put straw down, and if it held 5,000 people, it felt like 50 people, but there's probably 500 people in now at midnight. So we're puzzled. Anyway, we get to about 12:30 or whatever the time would have been there an hour and a half, whatever. Now, none of us have come up on our Jack and Jills. The rave's fucking dead. And it don't look like it's going to pick up anytime soon. No other people are turning up. Obviously, we don't know what's going on the perimeter of this rave, which I'll get to in a minute. But at the time, we're just thinking like the rave shit. We've got some Jack and Jills that are fucking duds. Like, let's go home. So we start walking back to the car. get back to the car. On the way out of the fucking thing, yeah, the security say to us, "You leaving already, lads?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's fucking shit, Rave, fucking blah blah blah." Have a little go at them on the way out. Fucking con, drove all this way, mugs, blah, whatever we would have said. And we walk back to the car. So we get back, and then before we go, we're like, right, let's roll a little spliff. While we're rolling the spliff in the car, we've all come up on the things, innit? Now, all of a sudden, they're powerful. I'm looking at the steering wheel like, I ain't driving nowhere. You know what I mean? So we're in the car, the rave's still going on, we've still got our ticket, hopefully we'll be able to get back in and da-da-da. We ain't going nowhere for a hot minute. So we rolled the spliffs and we walk back to the rave smoking them. Get back to the rave, the security like, "Are you back already?" We was like, "Oh, he's only joking." We went back to the car because we forgot something or so, whatever we said. Anyway, they fucking let us in, walking in with our spliffs, let us back in. So all three of us are back in the rave now. It's still not very good in there, yeah, there's still no one in there, but obviously now we're out of our nuts, it's don't really care so much, do you? So now I don't know what the time would have been, but there was a time when all of a sudden people started turning up. It felt like it went from being empty to not full, but it filled up very quickly, like more than one at a time, dribs and drabs. It was like it went from no one to loads of people. And Rat Pack come on. It must have been maybe, let's say it's maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning now, whatever the time would have been, but it was peak time. Rat Pack come on. And when Everson come on the mic, he said something along the lines of, I can't remember it word for word, obviously, because it was 32 years ago and I was out of my nut. But, in my memory, it was something along the lines of, the police have been trying to stop us. They've put a circle around the field. They've stopped everyone from coming in, but we've broke through the lines. We've taken it illegal, all that fucking kind of, everyone's going, mate, you can imagine like that euphoric feeling. Even if I've sort of fantasized and sort of dramatized that a bit in my head, the ethos was, the police are out there, they're trying to stop this, we're in here, let's fucking have it. That was the bottom line of what got said. So everyone's cheering all that. And I remember they did the PA of, "This is the captain of your ship." And ordinarily, yeah, I'm not a great fan. I mean, I love Everson and Mark. They're my brothers. Yeah, I've over the years, we've become really good friends and I've got nothing but love and respect for them. But that tune, I'm not really in that tune. But on this occasion, yeah, I just remember singing it and just being in amongst it. Obviously now I'm fucking out my box and we're in the thick of it and it's packed and we're in this illegal rave that shouldn't be. It was mad, it was wicked, and then we had the best time ever. Anyway, we stayed to the end, of course, done our other Jack and Jill each. We leave, I think it was a 7 o'clock finish maybe. Anyway, we leave and, I forgot to say, yeah, going back, we didn't walk back from the car to the thing. I drove the car from where the car park was, because we'd walked the path now, we knew we could get along it. I drove the car back and I parked it right outside the tent where the security were, yeah. Got out, dealt with the security, got back into the rave, and they didn't get me to move the car, nothing. So when we come out the rave in the morning, sorry, I forgot that bit, important bit. Not mad important, but a bit important. When we've come out the rave in the morning, my car is literally, as you walk out the bit where the security are checking you, is a blue Fiesta park right there, yeah. So I get in the car and I'm out my nut, you know what I mean? I'm not really ready to drive home yet, but we've got to get it off up into the car park at least to start with. So we start driving. But through the night, a little bit of rain had come down, if I remember correctly, but the road was, the grass and the dirt muddy thing was now mud, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to drive a 1.1 Fiesta, so you can imagine when I'm putting it in first gear with my little tyres, it's just going, I'm spraying everyone with mud. If you're one of the ravers that got sprayed with mud that morning, I'm sorry. I don't know how we never got fucking filled in, honest. But I'm trying to get away. I'm out my nut. We're cracking up laughing in the car. There's just mud flicking everywhere. Don't matter what way I turn the wheel or don't turn the wheel, there's mud fucking flicking. Anyway, we get out into the car park, rollers out, we're going to drive home. So I say to my two mates, Spud's there, my other mate's in the back of the car. I say to him, look, I'm fucking still a little bit wavy, but I'm tired as well, you know what I mean? So I need you to talk to me and just keep me alert. Yeah, don't worry, Doug's cool. Yeah, Doug's, don't worry, mate. Of course he will. Pull out the fucking field onto a little country road, out onto an A road, get onto the motorway. It's the motorway, we're going home. I'm fucking struggling, you know what I mean? We're literally a mile into the motorway. He's asleep. I'm on my own. So I'm driving, I'm in the fast lane. And I mean, all I can remember of this is how I tell it. But yeah, so basically I'm in the fast lane. I think I was probably doing 70 mile an hour or thereabouts. Maybe I was doing 20, maybe I was doing 150. But in my mind, I would have thought I was probably doing about 70 because I was in the fast lane. And I don't think I fell asleep, but you know, when you have a little rush and you just lose it for a little minute and you just, one of them ones. I think it was more that than falling asleep. But the thing is with them ones there is, you think it's a second, but I've lost hours in rave being like that when I was young. Like literally closed my eyes for a second and the lights come on at the end. It happened at Telepathy at the Michael Soap. I lost about 4 hours in there. So I've closed my eyes in a buzz or whatever, and when I've been woke up by a spud who was next to me, I've got 2 wheels in the hard shoulder. I've got 2 wheels in the slow lane and 2 wheels have gone into the dirt track, next to the hard shoulder. I didn't even feel it. I've got spuds hit my left. Dogs, oh my God. I've woke up, got fucking hell back onto the motorway. And obviously, mad dangerous. We were still going fast and all. So I've got my foot on the accelerator and I'm either buzzing out or I fell asleep at the wheel on the motorway doing. So fucking lucky. I mean, when I think back to all the times, all of you guys that are watching this now that were raving in them times, I mean, we used to always see accidents on the way out of rave. Oh, I thought that was one there. That would have been good timing. Yeah, always used to see people down ditches and hit someone up the arse and stuff like that. But I mean, this one here, this could have had catastrophic consequences had it have gone wrong. But what I thought about afterwards, and I've always thought about since, there's a scene in Father Ted. I don't know if you guys all watch Father Ted, but there's a scene there when Ted's driving and Dougal and Jack are in the car and he falls asleep and he sleeps for miles and miles and miles. And then when he wakes up, he's like, oh, I think I might have nodded off there for a second, but he's been asleep for fucking hours. And I just think of the scene like where we're driving, yeah? Now, there's a good chance that people overtook us. So imagine if you're driving down the motorway, much like the Father Ted thing, and a car goes past you, and you know you're driving along with your missus on a little Sunday morning drive out somewhere, and you notice the car's driving a little bit weird in front. So as you overtake it, automatically you're going to look in, and all 3 of us are asleep, driving at 70 mile an hour down the motorway. I mean, I can laugh now, but fucking, I could have killed all 3 of us. You know what I mean? I really could have killed all 3 of us. And even though I don't like matey in the back, you know, I wouldn't want to have done that. Of course not. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. honest God. No, I wouldn't have done. Obviously, of course not. Stupid. But yeah, we were fucking lucky, man. And like I say, I've been in cars on other occasions. You know, when the driver swerved around an imaginary trolley in the middle of the motorway to miss it. I've been in another car when someone drove into the back of a bus of the car that I was in. And then we all had a massive argument because they said that there was no bus. Like, not that they didn't even crash into, there was no bus. So, you know, and I know my little world was going on all over the country every weekend. You know, all the exploits and the little stories I've got, we've all got them, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know how a lot of us got through them times there in the 90s on there. I don't know how we fucking got home, all of us, but we did. Most of us did, and the ones that didn't, you know, obviously we're all sorry to any of the fallen soldiers in whatever way, shape or form. But it was all part of the night out, wasn't it? Do you know what I mean? The getting there, the queuing up. The rave was obviously the rave, but then even the getting home, the services, being out your nut, not being able to go home because you're too buzzing, walking in and mum trying to give you a fucking Sunday roast and you can't even open your mouth because your jaw's hurting. All them things there were all part of the beauty of it, you know what I mean? So anyway, that is Perception 93. Shout out to all the Perception gang. If you was there, please put your comments underneath and let me know your version of the night, because like I say, I've only got my memory of that night, and I'm hoping that I remember it in the way that it happened, because I'd be gutted if that didn't really happen and I imagined it all. But I don't think I did. And yeah, if you was there, please comment in the comments underneath and let us know your version of it, or if you went to any of the Perceptions, or if you was to do with Perception, you know, because when I do these stories, a lot of times the people that design the flyer or you know, did the flyer in for them or worked in the office or whatever, pop up in the comments. So if you're one of them people watching this now, one of the Perception crew, tell us your version of events of that night, because I've only got it sort of second hand. I mean, Everson and Mark have told me their version of it as I've become friends with them over the years, but I'd love to know the real version of the actual you know, people that were behind the scenes on that night, and how it went down and how you got round it and blah blah blah. So yeah, anyway, listen guys, thank you for watching. I'll be back on another episode soon. Don't forget, we've got loads in the back catalogue already, and we've got other playlists, including my weekly video diary, which is called Run Come Follow Uncle Doug's. Subscribe now if you ain't already, because there's a whole heap of goodness coming and already in playlist ready to for you to watch. All right, I said too much at the end, then I was getting carried away. Anyway, love guys. See you on the next one. Peace.